tabla mo. Call it Mataji.
of history and has kept the mark. Is going to be published on the 8th of this month. So, one has to know that
Hello. Hello. जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी को प्रणाम करके बंधन लेंगे। महामंत्र।
तीन महामंत्र और श्री गणेश मंत्र। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी सरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
हम सभी श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी सुनते हुए ध्यान में जाएंगे।
I will be going to India for a puja, as you know, because they say in the West Most of the pujas take place and they never have a chance. That's why I'm going to India. And Navratri starts from the 4th. I hope in these 9 days you'll clear out so many of your chakras. Of course, I'll be working on them, but you have to also cooperate. Watch yourself, find out what's wrong with you. Why the different chakras are catching. Now the attitude that we have towards ourselves and towards others has to be now changed in these new circumstances and in this transformation. The Sahaja lifestyle is not a system, you know that. We don't want to create any systems, any norms in Sahaja. But what we do here is to transform ourselves into selfhood, into the spirit state. By that, we change our attitudes. If our attitudes are not changed, then we have not achieved much in Sahaja. The attitude first should be that we have to know that we are on the giving end, not on the receiving end. If that happens to you automatically, spontaneously, then you have achieved it. But supposing it does not happen, then you have to be on the watch out. First of all, you must feel the joy of being in the Sahaja. If you cannot feel the joy, then there's something wrong with you, something wrong with your heart. Heart is not clean. You have to clean your heart. If you think of your past all the time, or past of others, then it's a wrong attitude completely. You have to be in the present. And the gloom and unhappiness, all these things are signs that yet you have not become your spirit. The attitude should be, what joy I can give to others, what I have given to others. And the giving is such a great joy that it cannot be surpassed by any other joy. So one has to think, what did I do for others? How did I help others? How much love have I given others? How much understanding I have of others? Unless and until you develop that kind of an attitude, you cannot enjoy life. People think enjoyment depends on others. The atmosphere is bad, I'll be happier in India, not here, very common. It's not so. If you are fully aware that you are the spirit, you can enjoy all the other Sahajogis which are here. So a person who cannot be collective shows that he is yet very much to be developed. It is not how much you have studied, what personality you have got, what kind of education you have had. That's not important. How much you can enjoy in whatever may be the circumstances, that capacity shows your identification with the spirit. You can see me, you have seen my life, how I can adjust myself to any circumstances. 1,001 thing I can do without getting worried about it or upset about it. I'm not saying that you can achieve all that, but still, you should have your ideals before you. Now the part where we fail is that we start finding faults with others. This is the worst attitude. That makes you angry because we think you are in charge of everything. I have seen people going on the road, they see, say for example, a funny person passing through, or they find somebody who is not wearing a proper dress, or maybe he is walking in a funny manner. immediately they get angry. As if they are the policemen, as if they are in charge of the road, as if they have to correct the whole world, and as if they are perfect. In Sahaja Yoga, if you try these old tricks, you can never be happy. Here you don't have to see those things. Just close your eyes when you see any defects of another person. Such a person is always an angry person because he finds the whole world is after his life, or he finds that he has to get after the whole world. One of the two. It's a funny existence. It's a very disgusting, frustrating existence where you are all the time either angry with others or angry with yourself. This anger goes on multiplying, and once it goes on multiplying, then you become nothing but a mountain of anger. With the slightest touch, you get angry. Then they say this is our conditioning. It's not. This is what you have gathered in this lifetime. It has nothing to do with your previous lives or anything, nothing to do with your bhoots. Now, this one common thing in the West is this is my bhoot. As if to have a bhoot is a very big honor. In India, nobody would say that. Nobody would accept they have a bhoot. Because to say you have bhoot means you are a nonsensical person. How could you have a bhoot? That means there is something definitely wrong with you. You are a weak person. There is something missing in you. So one has to understand the attitude towards life is to be like this, that you give others joy, not find faults with others. This attitude has to be completely changed of finding faults with others. Now, finding faults with yourself is also not necessary because every day you are changing, every day you are blossoming, every day you are evolving. So, it doesn't help to find faults with yourself. Like many people tell me that mother, I am a very miserable creature and I don't know what to do with myself and this and that. And I've been always like this, I've been always an unhappy person. What is the need to be like that? If you have been like this, you have been stupid fool. That's what you have been. By God's grace, you have everything. What is there to be miserable like that? From your childhood I have been like this, so what? If you have been from childhood, you have been a stupid fool, that's what. It doesn't give you a better place in society if you say it is from my childhood. Get rid of it. So complaining like this all the time, that you see I am good for nothing, I am a failure, I cannot fit into this. We have no norms, I have told you. We have no norms. We have no systems. There's nothing like it should be a Georgian house or it should be a Victorian house, and if it is not, then it is fussy. That's not in Sahaja Yoga. There's no pattern set for Sahaja Yogis. But what is said is that you are the spirit. You are free people. You are yogis. You are kings. Not like these modern kings where even their dress is decided by parliament. You are free. You are free people. Free people to understand what makes you happy and what makes others happy. So respect the freedom of others. To be overpowering on someone, to all the time say, oh, this is it, asking 100 questions, not necessary. I've seen myself, people torture me like this. Like I went to a place, say there's a lady who comes to look after me, very sophisticated she is. So she'll ask me, Mother, will you sleep on the right side or the left side? I said, I don't know. What? Why was it necessary? No, I would like to know which side I should place the lamp. I said, whichever side you place, I can turn round and put it on. Then she'll ask which side, soap, which hand you use for the soap. I said, whichever is needed. What is so great? She said, but then should I put it on the left or the right? I mean, I'm not a machine that I go to the left only. I can go to the right as well. And she pestered my life. I told her that, please, will you please, now do not make me into a computer. Will you please go and leave me alone? I can manage myself. So this kind of a system we don't have. We are not to computerize ourselves. We are free people. This is one thing we forget. We are free people. When we are free, we respect the freedom of others. And we enjoy their freedom as we enjoy our own freedom. This is very important principle of Sahaja Yoga. That you do not put your things onto others. Now, for example, it's a very common thing. I can see your vibrations, you are very bad. That's no good. If you feel somebody's vibrations are bad or anything, try to be away from that person. Is different. But you need not say that to that person, because that curbs the personality of that person feels hurt, and then that person goes to another person and say that all right, I can see the vibrations, you have very bad vibrations. Then it will say to the dog, it will say to anything. That's not the way to make it cheap like that. You shouldn't talk like for vibrations so cheaply. Let me see your vibrations. You are not to judge others' vibrations, better judge yours. Have you understood your own vibrations? Have you corrected yourself? But that doesn't mean again you condemn yourself. Mother, I've been catching throughout my left agya what to do. Why can't you get rid of it? It's very simple. Left agya is the easiest thing to get rid of. You know the mantras, you know what to do. You can get rid of it. But no, you see, that's a kind of an indulgence. Also, some people have, oh, I've got a left agya, then everybody should worry about that person, sympathize with that person, bring candle, burn his clothes, burn him, burn everything. And then they start crying, oh God, what is this? This is the habit which has come from history, I should say, that we have had parents like this, we might have had grandparents like this, must have had someone like that who, and also now we are following their footsteps, and we must have read some novels of that kind where we must have seen some people are all the time miserable and we want to be miserable like them. We might be just trying to become like them. You see, just a miserable creature because I read in a novel that such and such person, like in Wuthering Heights, somebody was a very unhappy person, so I am becoming like that. Now you are not in the times of Wuthering Heights, now anybody is writing about you, nothing, you are a normal Sahaja. These are all abnormal characters which are being painted just for you to see these are abnormal characters. Now immediately you become identified. So all these identifications are just justification and is nothing but a means of troubling others, that's all. They are so boring, such people are extremely boring. You don't like them, really. People just run away from them because they think these people are all the time bothering us with their own personal nonsensical things or some sort of an identification they have, or they read some book, immediately they become that. How can you become like that? But why can't you become the spirit which you are? All these misconceptions, misidentifications, misappropriations are to be given up. We have to take to reality, we have to take to truth. And truth is joy giving. Now the word, as I said, problem, is a recent word in English language. They never had it before. I tell you, in geometry only we used to learn when I was young. In geometry only there was a problem. We never had a problem otherwise. Now there's a problem. This is not a thing one can eat. This can be soaked. Who brought this one? This is too much. To expect me to eat this, it's rather too much. Hard boots, I must say. So when we laugh, we should laugh aloud. Open. We are free people. Now there should not be a laughter which is signed by some Elvis Presley or someone that you should smile like this, only 2 teeth must be seen and this. That's not for surgeries. They are mukt. They laugh. They smile the way they like. But what I find is, so many people, you see, just to show me that they are very happy, are just grinning at me. I say, what's this? Is a booth grinning or you are grinning at me? Which one is it? So, you see, it's a natural, spontaneous, bubbling joy that should be seen on the faces of such. Now, if you want to take, say, a simple example, I'll tell you, I went one day climbing up a very high hill with my son-in-law and daughter. And there was a big temple there, so we had to go there. It's called as Palitana. And by the time you go there, you really get absolutely sick because 3 miles you have to walk and go. So we went and sat down, we sat down. And then suddenly I saw all the beautiful elephants. They were made in the stone, and every elephant has a different type of a tail twisted. When my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law were absolutely fed up, and they were sitting there somehow waiting for the water to come in. And I said, look at these elephants, you see how they have done it. Every tail is differently twisted. He said, Mommy, this is the limit at this time. How can you see the tails of the elephants? I said, this is what I see, because just now there's no water, so better to see the tails of the elephants. And that's how you feel better, you feel younger, you feel happier, you feel dynamic, you can do 10 things without bothering others. But it's a human nature, I think, to show off that you are extremely unhappy, to gain some sort of a sympathy. That little work you will do, and 10 times you will tell that, oh God, I went down to the shop and then I climbed up and then I went to the counter and then I bought this and then I had to pay the money, then I had to... Look at the children, that's what it is. Children are enjoying it because they know they do like this. All this nonsensical things need not be done at all. It has to be a very simple, joyous thing which should be said, you have brought something, just all right, give it nicely, happily. You don't have to say, I did this, better not give, Baba, keep it with yourself. It's like that. So, every time I'm going, I have to give you some sort of a message, and this time is that you enjoy yourself. Every time I say the same, enjoy yourself. I hope you understand why I say that. It's a mantra. It's the mantra today, that enjoy yourself. Yourself, your spirit. Enjoy your spirit. In Nirananda. You should drench yourself into that. You will be surprised, all so-called problems, all so-called pressures, all these things just will die out. It's your only mental conception, your mental ideas and the forms and systems from which you are coming out. That's why. You have certain ideas about people which is not true. They are all evolving, they are all coming out of it. Even the societies which are not Yogis are changing. Around you, you are the one who are changing all these things. You see, like a little child, one little child, when he runs, he makes you so happy. Just that much is sufficient to make you happy. In the same way, so many Yogis in England should change the society of England, no doubt. But let us see how much we have transformed, how much dynamism we have. Now, I have no problem as usual, but there is one thing that you could call a problem for England, is Shuddhi camp. Now, Shuddhi camp to become Shuddhi camp needs people to work it out. But those people who have some talent should go, not everybody for a picnic. Still, it is not ready for picnic. It is ready for some work. People who want to go should enlist their names with Gavin or someone, or I think Dr. Spiro can look after that side. And you inform them that we would like to go and we can do this work. Go there and work it out. And I'm sure it will be ready very soon for us to have picnics. But before having picnics, we have to work. And working itself is a picnic. Working itself is a picnic if you know how to enjoy it. Everything is picnic. Everything is enjoyment. Nothing is a pressure for you. Nothing is a dull thing for you, nothing of the kind. So you are the one who can make the whole country very joyous and the whole world very joyous. May God bless you. It's so very joyous to see you all here assembled together. I have to thank you very much for getting such a nice place as this Shuddhi camp. I have given it a new name, Shuddhi camp, meaning cleansing camp. Which is such an ancient building. It has gone through various stages of history and has kept the mark of all these times. And now you have to build up the future on this land, on this spot, in this building. Also, I am thankful to you for buying such a nice, comfortable car for me. I thought I was supposed to buy, but everybody said, no, we are supposed to buy it for you, mother. This is the first house that is in my name. First house I owned. And this is the first car I have owned in my name. I am so proud that my children have bought it for me. They have, with their love and affection, have bought this huge big place as well as the car for my dwelling as well as for my comfort. When we come on this earth, when the incarnations descend, they don't need a dwelling at all. They have a dwelling that's roof is the sky. And the clouds are the curtains. And grass is their bed. And all the directions are the walls. But when they reside in the heart of their children, in the heart of their bhaktas, the heart of their devotees, then these beautiful hearts create something so artistic, reflecting the joy of their own creation. Like an artist who sees beautiful creation of God Almighty and feels the joy of that creation within himself and then recreates it according to his own expression of love. This is what you have done by buying this house and by buying this car for me. I don't need any conveyance, you know that. But in the modern times, the conveyance has changed. It started with a little mouse, changing into a car, maybe an aeroplane, but actually what is my conveyance is my conveyance is your heart. Only through your heart I can be carried. There's no other way out. Your sincerity, your devotion, your love, that can only carry your mother. And this is a symbol of that. Matter has only one facility, that you can express your heart through these material things. Your nobility, your graciousness, your generosity is expressed through matter. I do that myself. And now you have done it this time. I am thankful to you. As you know very well, that I cannot be contained into anything. Neither in this house, neither in England, nor in India, nor in the whole universe. I am rather too large. But of course in your heart, I can be. And that is how your heart should be. For me, a comfortable place, like a lotus, to relax, to realize my own love. When all these things happen, so much adoration, is poured on your mother, you just get boundless. You spread out. You reach such spots in the whole of humanity. Everywhere I can feel the worship, the enjoyment of millions who died before, who are there and who will be there. All this expands you. Into a very subtle sensibility of feeling every suffering soul, every tortured person, every unhappy being, every seeker, every Sahajogi all over the world. In you I see their reflection. In the same way, you all have to expand. Expand yourself. That's very important for England. As I said, England is the heart and the spirit resides in the heart. But spirit moves out of the heart sometimes. It does. And is reflected through the soul. And recently I told in Italy that Italy is the soul. That's why you have to go by a special plane to Italy, to reflect. But now Italians have come here. The soul had to come to the spirit. So let us not be materialistic for a change. Let us not be mundane. But work out your spiritual hankering through its fulfillment. You have seen so many in India, Ajanta, which was built in 11 centuries. It is built in a range of half circular mountain. The stones were hewn from top to bottom, and the height of some of these is more than 80 feet, the caves. And in 11 centuries how they worked it out, that first they made a general plan of it, then they made the division of it. Like that it went on till it came to the detailed working. Generations after generation. In the praise of Lord Buddha, whom they had not seen, they had never known. Only in dedication to him, they worked in that jungle, in that forest, day in and day out, for 11 centuries, to build that Ajanta where even their names are not there. No one knows who were those people, who did it. Without leaving any traces, just for their emancipation, of expression of their adoration for Lord Buddha, because he talked of self-realization, only talked, didn't give. for 11 generations, or maybe more, because in one century there are at least 2 generations. Maybe 21 generations worked one after another to build that huge thing of 7 miles. And the whole thing is so smooth, like this, like a tent, that the roof is extremely smooth, as if a tent has been pulled up. And even there is this kind of a looseness that you can see in this tent. And when the wind blows, how the cloth goes into folds with all the beautiful paintings on that is shown. What was it that made it? Who was the one who guided them? They had never seen Buddha. We have got realization. We are much higher people than all of them. We have much more capacities. Now in Delhi they have discovered that Yogis have a greater resistance for digestion, skin resistance, and when they are in thoughtless awareness, there are no electrical charges in the brain. So their brains are preserved and are going to be very dynamic for a long time. Is going to be published on the 8th of this month. So one has to know that we are born in a very dynamic times, historical times. Never before in history we had so many Yogis. This is the time of the greatest revolution, greatest evolution. And this is the time you are going to achieve something that was never achieved before. Are we capable of calling ourselves Yogis? August is a very great month, especially for me. Today is also a very great day, I should say. In the month of August, we got our independence, as you know, 9th of August in India. But before that, in 1942, on the 3rd of August, Mahatma Gandhi declared the movement of Quit India, of the British from India. And today, on the same day, you have welcomed me in the heart of the heart, Shri camp. Of August, as you know, is the day when Rabindranath Tagore was born. And in our college we celebrated 8th of August. I remember it very clearly. And the 9th, 8th or 7th, 8th and 9th of August, we all went on a strike. In Science College, I remember, I was a young girl of 19 years. And my professor and my principal still remember all those things that happened. I was standing alone, and behind me were all the students who were doing the strike. When the military came in and they tried to threaten and do all kinds of things to me, I said, no, we will not enter into the college. Today is the strike day. When my principal came, and he was very happy, and they removed him for that. He has written a very nice letter to me when he met me the other day, when he saw me as Mataji Nirmala Devi. Well, it's a letter worth really remembering. So this is the month is of a very big change and revolution in India. But with that, one has to remember that Quit India movement started, all right, and all kinds of sacrifices were done. People sacrificed so much that you cannot imagine how much people had to sacrifice for that. As today in South Africa, people are sacrificing so much for their freedom. Much worse than in India, much worse. People sacrificed and sacrificed. As a result of those sacrifices, we got our independence. And we have to thank the Labour government for that. If Mr. Attlee was not chosen by the divine, we would never have got our independence. We got our independence and graciously English left us. That was something really great of them in those days to do it. But that independence was just a political independence, political freedom. But today, you have the ultimate freedom. You've got the freedom of your spirit, which is not attached to anything, which is not anything but the spirit, which is absolute, which is neither English, nor Indian, nor Australian, which is not this house, which is not this earth, which is not anything but the spirit itself, the complete freedom you have got now. In that freedom you have to rise. Still we have considerations of brothers, sisters, children, wife. No, you are the spirit. You have to sacrifice. For me, nothing is like sacrifice because I don't know what am I sacrificing. In the same way, what we call sacrifice at that stage should be sahaj now for us, sahaj. Should be. That time it was a sacrifice, but today it should be sahaj. We've gained so much in Sahaja Yoga. In that freedom fight, they gained nothing. What are we sacrificing? Just our ego? And this is what English have to come up. What have I sacrificed for Sahaja Yoga? What have I done for Sahaja Yoga? How much I have exploited it? We must think it over. It's very important. You left an empire. India was the gem. On that earning, you are still having your doles today. Such a rich country you left. Richest of all in the whole world was India. You don't know how rich India was and is today, even if you see to it. And you left that country. You are a small country. You don't have any riches as such. Nothing. But in your greatness, you left it. Nobody will live like that. Your forefathers did it. It's a great sacrifice, I think. from the worldly point of view. So we have to now understand that we must have confidence in ourselves in such a way that whatever we sacrifice, what do we sacrifice? In this Maya, you sacrifice something and how much you get out of it. Just the Maya is testing you. So for today, you have sacrificed a lot, given a lot of money to have this house. And I know that. You'll be amazed. I'm not worried about my own money, how much it is spent here and there. But for your money, I'm very hard on all of them. And the leaders might be thinking, I'm so miserly. But this is public money. Public, not only public, this is the blood of my children. So again, on this great occasion, this joyous occasion, in the month of August, we are having this beautiful place now, and with this one, we'll have many. In future, I hope we'll occupy the whole place quite a lot. Already the neighbors must have run away. And we are going to manage somehow or other to purchase all these places here. You have to desire it. Behind every desire, there has to be the action. And in that action, you have to sacrifice. But if you say it laboriously, I'm sacrificing, it's not a divine thing to do. It should be done in such a joyous way. I hope now, today, you will all promise me that every morning you are going to meditate. Every morning, everyone, no excuses. You are not going to excuse yourself. Unless and until you meditate, I cannot do what I want to do in Shuddhi Park. No laziness, no excuses, no telling lies, not deceiving yourself. All of you are going to meditate. That is one promise. And the rest I'll look after. The rest I will look after. You just decide to meditate every day. Every day. That's one more thing you have to give me, is the promise that you will all meditate every day in the morning time. And evening time, if you do foot soaking, is good for you, not for me. Everything so spontaneous, so beautiful, how it has worked out. Now, to end it up, I'll give you a very good example of manifestation of another miracle that has taken place. How it works out. We have bought a plot of land of 42 acres in Vaitarna for the education of children. And the Bombay people went there and planted some 300 trees, and also they had a paddy farming started there. Before the school starts, they thought something should be done about it. But the villagers around would bring their cattle, their cows and their goats and all of them to graze in that ground. So they got very much worried. And the Sir Yogis in Vaitarna also said that you shouldn't do this, this is mother's land. Again they had a meeting of the villagers, they told this is mother's land, you better not come here. They wouldn't listen to that. And one day suddenly, in the daytime, a very big tiger appeared, very big tiger, of a very large size. And he started roaring and jumping all over, running all over the place, whatever we had purchased and all that. And every day he did it for 5 days. And they got such a fright that took away their lock, stock and barrel, as you say, and everything. Their cattle and their everything they took away, tied it together, and all of them. They have also removed their huts, I am told. They are so frightened. And this tiger is nobody else but is Bhairavnathji. He does that. And you know that St. George, who is working so very hard, nobody has seen a tiger there the last 30 years. And that area is not known at all for tigers. And such a big tiger, they said. So thank you very much. May God bless you.
हम सभी मिलकर श्री माता जी की आरती करेंगे।
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ, सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, लौट के ना जाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर की कर दिया उजियारा, माँ कर दिया उजियारा। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। बोलो श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।